Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. Hey guys, so this is a pre-recorded Titan Talk.
From the future.
So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to interact with you. But today I've got myself, Lieutenant Coop. We've got our wonderful local talent, Captain McFarland.
Hello.
And we have with us again, because he loves the show so much and likes to snake his way in, we have Lieutenant Shaughnessy with us.
They really don't know when I'm showing up. I just sneak in before they close the door, and I'm just here.
There he is. It's just like, pow, there he is.
Exactly.
So today we're just going to talk a little bit about, we have the NFL draft this week. We just wanted to give a little bit more on that. So we appreciate everybody who picked up an absolute ton of hours and work responsibility and everything going on with the draft. So thank you so much for all the help that you guys are giving us this week for that.
Yep.
It is going to be a hustle and bustle week. This is going to be probably one of our busiest weeks that we've had in a very long time.
If ever.
Yeah. So
We're talking
please,
about 125 to 150 officers a day.
yeah.
Be very patient with phones and responding to emails. Obviously, emergencies, contact your local authorities. And then emergencies company-wise, we will address them as best we can. But there's going to be a lot of brass tied up, So I'm fortunate. I'll be dealing with Union Station, and I'll be I think I'm in the green room.
Yep.
So I'm where all the famous people are. Yay.
Wow, subtle flex. Subtle.
Well, we
flex.
had to put our golden fence in the green
Yeah.
room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the golden child.
Yeah, he's got the golden fence at home, and so we
Oh,
figured,
yeah, absolutely.
I had to put
It's
him
bronze.
And you've kind of fit in with the wealthy, famous people, don't you?
No, actually, I don't. I don't like wealthy famous. No, I'm just kidding. Well, actually, I really don't.
It
Most
depends.
of them. It depends who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the people.
I've
that
met some good ones, and I've met some weird
Yes,
ones.
that's
I've
a very
met
good way
some-
to put it. I shouldn't say all wealthy people are
my
one way. That's very.
speaking
very
on that, my
true.
dad's boss, him and his kids, they're very wealthy. They own a construction company for 40 years.
A lot of money in construction.
Yeah, and he was probably his direct boss. He was probably the nicest person I've ever met in my life, and so much so that my dad did so much good work for him. At the end of his when he retired, my dad had built a house out where he lives now because that's where his job was moving to. They're like, well, just build a house. It's fine. And so they built him a house. They bought property and built him a house.
Wow.
When he retired, they were like, we don't need that anymore. You can keep it.
That's pretty
And
cool.
my dad was like, huh? They had discussed it, but my dad thought he was joking.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, we don't need that anymore. You can keep it. And he goes, huh? Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
That's a good point. I'd say one of the wealthiest people I've ever met is probably one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Which is.
I think it comes from.
There's a lot of stereotypes like wealthy
Yeah.
people, they're bad tippers, and that's why they have money is because they're not very
But then you
charitable.
see guys like Mark
but there's,
Cuban.
yeah, there's guys that are super charitable that have money.
Yeah.
So it's you get a little bit of both.
I think it's
course.
the same in any world or industry.
did this happen?
Oh, that's been like that for a long time.
Really? I
Oh
didn't know that.
yeah,
Got a cracked screen.
been for a long time. I have a replacement, but it doesn't do anything, so I just don't replace it.
Yeah,
But
no, that's weird.
No, I met
Squirrel.
LMFAO in an airport once.
Who?
That was
Subtle-
LMFAO.
subtle flex.
I don't even know any of his songs. I just know him because he looks weird.
I wouldn't even. He could be standing right in front of me at the grocery store, and I wouldn't know who that is.
Party Rock.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I mean, it was pretty easy to
the
notice.
best-
Maybe I might recognize him. I don't know.
The best I've got is I met Bruce Willis as a kid.
That's cool.
Yeah. We were up.
He's
at,
getting up there in age. He just had a birthday. He didn't look bad, but he could just
Still looks good for his age.
Yeah, I think he's got
Takes care of himself.
dementia or he's got Alzheimer's, which really
Alzheimer's.
is bad.
Yeah.
That's such a horrible disease.
But I met him as a kid, long, like I was like kid, and we went to the lake with my dad, and he was on the dock. He was waiting for his current wife at the time to come
in
back
their
on the
yacht.
jet ski.
Oh, jet ski.
Jet ski, and
Nice.
so she shows back up, and him and my dad are talking.
Was it Demi Moore at the time?
I don't remember. I was.
I don't know when
I
they
was
got
like
married.
that big. It was like 10 years ago because I was like that big.
So you're just a little bit shorter than you are now.
Yeah, that was the joke. That's why I looked at the camera for all the.
Yeah. Roast him in the comments, and I'll come back and look at him.
Nice.
But so she showed up, and I'm standing there, and like my eyes were rolling in the back of my head because I was a kid. And I had no idea what was going on. And she goes, "Do you want to ride the jet ski?"
Hold on, just a second. Did your eyes frequently roll to the back of your head
They
as
did.
a kid?
Yeah.
Just-
When I was bored, I just kind of like. It's like that
you
moment.
just lost consciousness, you know?
It's like that moment you're just like, why am I here?
Oh, that okay.
Yeah,
I
and so
got
I was so bored
I
because
thought you just like would randomly just be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Had medical
I was
seizures
what's going on?
frequently.
I was so bored. It was just like you're just like that. And so that's what I was. I was just bored because I was just standing there, and him and my dad were talking. And she rolls up on the jet ski, and she goes, "You want to go for a ride?" Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I looked at my dad. My dad goes, Don't die.
She drove you to
And
a
so,
private island of serial killers.
No.
But back then, we did do that kind of stuff.
But I mean, it was cool.
Hey, you want to see my
And
van?
then
Sure.
I met Tech Nine at Go Chicken Go.
I met Tech Nine a couple times.
I've only met him once. Super nice guy.
I never like met him. I've been in the same room. He was
I shook
at-
his hand.
Oh, nice. He seems like a really good guy.
Yeah, he walked into Go
He
Chicken
backs
Go.
the blue for sure. He's always
He walked into
always
Go
has.
Chicken Go, ordered food, and I was standing there, and I was just like, "Don't be weird, don't be weird, don't be weird," because I listen to his music, I like music, and then so I was just like, "Don't be weird, don't be weird." And he walks up and he goes, "Hey, you're new," and I was like, here, yes, to the company, no."
Oh, you were working.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
And so he walked up,
I remember
shook my
working in
hand. He
there.
goes, "You want to get a photo?" And I was like, "My boss would kill me.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to." I said, "But in uniform, my boss would lose it." And he goes, "That sucks." And I was like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I know somebody that has a photo with him that used to work for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I,
Well, it's
I
funny,
know
man.
exactly who you're talking about.
We actually, there's a few people that have met him at the Go Chicken Go when we worked it.
This is at another facility that we take care of.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody I went to high school with, Tech Nine, actually filmed a music video in their house.
Oh, nice.
Rented out their entire house. Just
Must be a
filmed
nice house.
it. Yeah, it was nice.
I'm trying to think of the most famous. But
This is
Chelsea.
way off topic. From
Yeah,
where
we
started.
spiraled.
I don't care.
Way.
I met Chelsea lately in the Bahamas. When I went to the Bahamas, I went over Christmas break, which is when a lot of celebrities go because not a lot
Not saying anything, but just saying Bahamas.
Oh no, my best friend's dad, who's a doctor, took us. I went with another
I
family.
had to open up my golden.
Oh no,
fence.
camera down.
We're down.
Can they still hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay,
Shaughnessy,
well,
keep them entertained.
It's like the radio.
Uh,
Well, they can still hear my beautiful voice.
well, yeah.
Now the
I
camera's
mean, we can just. Keep
I'm talking about famous people that I've
Yeah.
met.
I mean, even though we were supposed to start out at Union Station,
Yeah, the NFL draft is gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
but
it's gonna be hectic.
no,
gonna be hectic.
we're not reshooting the whole thing.
We're going to have to because the battery's dead.
Oh boy.
Uh,
How about we
Well,
just
maybe-
all huddle together around Shaughnessy and finish out strong?
just like
This was a good episode.
Well, we did get way off topic.
That's okay.
I mean, we can keep going, but
Yeah,
it's
let's-
gonna be like, I don't know how long would that
No, we gotta
No,
we gotta
no.
restart it. We'll make
No.
it shorter. We'll
No,
make it
we're
shorter.
going. We're going.
No, there's no way.
This is going to be a good blooper episode. People will like this. People will talk about this. There's no such thing as bad PR, Shaughnessy.
they can see that we're not always perfect.
They can't see much right now, but
Well, yeah, they can hear us. I mean, they
no,
can hear
they,
us
they
talk.
can still hear us. Yeah, we're definitely keeping this one because I like
All
the
right, well,
vibe.
that's a little embarrassing.
I like the vibe.
blooper episode.
So I also met George Clooney. I met Ludacris.
Much better.
Wow, so you're just way cooler than all of
No,
us.
well,
is
so
what
I
you're
was
saying.
explaining how
Yeah, right?
I was with a different
Tell me
family.
more about your 17-acre farm you live on with a
Hey,
golden
you got
fence.
no room to talk, Mr. Shaughnessy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold
Yeah,
on, hold
trust
on.
fund
No,
baby.
no.
He's a trust fund baby.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Pretty much.
No.
Yeah. No. He had a BMW. Now he has a Dodge truck.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, have you seen his Dodge truck? There's rust all over it.
He has
is
Lululemon
true.
that he wears frequently.
You don't wear Lululemon.
I do.
I actually thought it looked nice.
They're nice clothes.
You want to know how much
but they're expensive.
the most expensive
Right, I don't buy
clothing
them.
item I have is my suit, and I bought it for my wedding.
Did you hear what he said? I said they're expensive. He goes, "Yeah, I didn't buy them."
Yeah.
What, you guys don't get Christmas gifts and
No.
Sure.
birthday presents?
Sure.
What?
No,
That's
I
what
don't.
I do.
I don't get
Not
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
I get socks and underwear. And they're not Lululemon.
I
They're
get a
Hanes.
$10 gift card.
They're Hanes.
There you go. Put that towards.
Yeah, a 90,
Actually,
no.
one of the officers I gave a gift card to came back and said, "Hey, I
One of the
used these
coolest-
to borrow a nice pair of
One
pants."
of the coolest
So
gifts I got in a long time, because there's a lot of thought behind it, was
Lululemon.
when we got those vests.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It
So
feels really targeted.
I don't care.
Really targeted.
So back
target
to,
him
back to my
normally.
famous
I know.
people. So, but no, I was in the Bahamas with my friend's family who paid for the trip, and apparently we flew out Christmas Day, and so a lot of celebrities go then because most people spend holidays.
Most people can't afford it.
That too. I would have been able to afford it. I went with like $300, and my mom was like, "Here, let him spend this where he wants." The whole trip was like $10,000, I think, just to stay, not the flights.
Wow, look at you.
Well, my buddy's dad gambled so much that they comped it all.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
we were
actually
all-
a really good way to get stuff.
yeah. And so, I did too.
Not speaking from
I
experience.
was, I won,
I've never gambled that much.
I won $100 from. I think he said he made about even, so we were up. He was up $10,000 at the end of it. I gambled, made about $100 on a slot machine. Met Robin Williams on the beach.
I would. Oh man.
Yeah, that was really cool. He was just like, he wasn't like, I'm Robin Williams. He walked up, we were talking, and he said, I wish I remember what he said because I was 18 at the time, so it's been a long time. Said something, and then my buddy's dad, we were just kind of taking a nice walk. It was in the evening, and then we just chatted for a little bit, and then just went about our way. I just remember his, like, he had like this.
He's got this presence. You
He
just
did,
know.
yeah, it's exactly what it was. You could tell he cared more about other people than himself, which is.
I'll tell you what,
ultimately
Robin
kinda-
Williams is one of those guys that if I would have met him, like just meeting a celebrity, if I was on vacation or something and he was there, I would probably, if he had like bodyguards, I would take the punch to the face to try and run up around him. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah. But yeah, and then so George Clooney met, on the elevator.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's very short.
Your life is
I was
way,
taller than
way
him.
cooler than mine.
Dude, this was all in one weekend, and so I guess Snoop Dogg and Lil Wayne were there on the island, but they weren't. I never ran
Lil
into
Wayne
him.
is cool.
is
He's
cool. I'd
very
like-
back
I'd
to
love to
blue.
meet him.
He is
Yeah.
very back to
Yeah,
blue.
he's a
His
good
story
dude.
is
I remember-
cool on why he backs to blue too.
Yep.
Funny, I remember that when I first started streaming, because I stream in my personal life when I first
Nerd.
started. Yes,
Nerd.
absolutely. And someone sent me a video of a stream of his where he does this intro video, and I was like, "See, I can't compete with
Yeah,
because he's got
right.
the skills to to rap." And
He's
all
got a
this stuff.
team. He's got a
Right,
team
and
of
so he-
people that do that for a living.
Right, and so he like goes into this like really cool like freestyle rap at the beginning, and I'm just like, well, that's the end of my streaming career.
He's like, "Hey guys,
days-
welcome to Coop's
Yeah.
Corner, and we're going to be
I saw-
reviewing
I saw-
Minecraft
I
today."
saw the video and I responded to my friend. I was like, well, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And he goes, don't give up. And I'm like, did you see that video?
There you see some of these people that I'm curious on how they made it so big. You know, like they do
Persistence.
exactly what
Persistence.
exactly what we're doing.
It's time.
But like Donut Operator, great guy.
Oh, dude.
Like I love his channel.
I've heard a lot about him. I've never watched him.
You
I've
never
watched-
watched him?
I've watched.
He's hilarious.
So not giving credit or not representing anybody or anything like that because we don't do that here. This is a professional channel. It's a work channel. But I watch Demo Ranch, and I started watching him when it was like no views, like no viewers, and he's like one of the coolest content creators ever.
Yeah.
Does a ton of viewers and stuff like that. It's just
He-
amazing to watch how it goes from like I think I joined with like 4,000 or 5,000 subs,
Yeah.
and he's millions.
grew
now.
really
Sub
fast.
sandwiches?
And it was
Yeah, really,
Instant.
really fast.
4,000 or 5,000 sub sandwiches.
no.
What?
I want a
Subscribers.
sub sandwich.
Oh.
I'm hungry.
No,
Uh,
so
but
he
I mean, it
actually
was just-
he has multiple channels, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I remember
he's got
he
a
started
vet
as
channel
a vet.
too.
Yeah,
He's
as
a vet.
Yeah.
So Union Station, the draft. I'm
Yes.
just kidding. I digress a lot. You
Yeah,
guys
that-
can have.
I think that
I just have
entire
no idea
spiral
what
was
you
your
guys are
fault.
talking about. So
that entire spiral was
that
your
would
fault.
that would be like me talking about football. You both would be like, oh.
You're over here with a yearbook of famous people that you met.
We're just like, can we get to something we know?
Yeah,
Like-
right.
But no, so back to the draft, kind of to get back to where we were. There's going to be a ton going on downtown. There's going to be a ton going on for the draft.
Yeah.
So
Prepare
for those-
accordingly.
For those of you working, please be prepared for what the shifts are. Please be give us some leeway because there's going to be a ton of moving parts.
Also known as grace.
Yes.
Give us some grace. Show some grace.
Something that we were told was don't let perfect get in the way of what works. And so I know that's kind of like counterintuitive, but at the same time,
Wasn't that like
that
the-
gives an understanding that
Program manager or whatever.
I'm
Or
not
the-
saying where we heard it from.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
want to get in trouble. Where I understand where it's coming from is where we always shoot for perfection. That's what we do. That's as Titan. That's what we want is perfection.
Where the bar's at. So.
Right. And so
Get to it.
we understand that we have to understand that there's going to be some play there.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's a ton of people during just the one shift. There's going to be a massive amount of people on our side being security, entry control, law enforcement.
Excuse you.
There's a ton of moving pieces, and that's not even counting the public. You almost threw me off. That's not. There's so much
Yeah.
going
My job.
on. Please just be amendable for
Well,
it.
yeah, especially the people that
Whoa.
aren't
Sorry.
Amber
that
alert.
aren't going to be working the draft or working other sites. Like we're going to have sergeants
Yeah.
that are manning the lieutenant phones. So I mean, they do it every once in a while. They do
Yeah.
it for a couple of hours, and it's kind of
Well,
just training.
that's,
But they're
that's
gonna
them
be
training them.
all-
yeah,
yeah, you
You're always
know.
training somebody to fill your spot. We have talked about that numerous times, so we're not
yeah.
going to go into
So
it.
just be patient.
Yeah,
Or
guys,
be
just be patient. Be patient.
For those of you, like I said it in the beginning, I'll say it again. For those of you who picked up extra, thank you so much. For
Yes.
those of you who are coming on just for the NFL draft, we hope you enjoyed as much as we do. We hope you decide that maybe you want to stay long term, and we can bring you on as a full time officer. We given the experience out the NFL draft is going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
thank
We
you
should
so
definitely
much
let
for everything.
the guys that are helping us out
Yeah.
that aren't full time, let them know about this podcast. They might like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to Terry Nelson.
Oh,
Yeah, I just remember
you.
this. Excuse me, Terry, during your announcement. You've worked for us for a long time. You've done really, just a little bit of everything. So
That's an understatement.
Yeah, you've been on call, that stuff. I don't want to talk too much about you without your permission, but I found out something this week that you were doing to help us out, and it deserves recognition. I won't say what it is again because I haven't talked to you about it, but your dedication and hard work has really paid off, and it's gotten your name in front of some heavy hitters here. So keep up the good work, Terry. We really appreciate what you do.
awesome. Little shout out of nowhere. Love that.
Terry Nelson,
So,
spotlight's on you.
We're just gonna go in a circle and start shouting people out. Just
no. You got somebody you want to shout out?
yeah, Jose Perez.
Yeah, buddy.
He is the funniest person I know, but he works like a train.
Yeah,
he just
he-
never stops.
Yeah.
Puts in a lot of hard work,
Fortunately,
too.
he's moving. He's leaving us, so just wanted to say thanks for all the help that you've been.
Good job,
throughout your
Perez.
time here.
Look at that. Gotta love that. Awesome. So 2 good shout outs from 2 amazing officers that we have. Gotta love that. If you guys have any more of those, later on in the next podcast.
Actually, maybe
don't
we should
forget
make
to do
that
those.
part of the show, like once a week, like shout out of the week.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, put
you
it in
guys
the
think
comments.
let us know in the comments if you guys think a
Comment,
shout
like,
out
and
once a week would be.
subscribe.
Well, maybe maybe
right, Brian.
I think that we could do like officer whatever their last name is, just in case they don't want us. They don't.
Sure.
Want to be
No,
nice.
absolutely.
And, if they want to, then by all means, I'll say their full name.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Let's
Well, what
tell
we
us
can
what
do
you
is
guys
just-
think.
yeah.
Let us know what you if you guys think that might
We
be.
could reach out to that officer
Yeah,
prior to the
we'll
show.
reach out
and just
prior
be
to
like,
doing
hey,
it and say, hey,
we're gonna give you a
we're
little
gonna
shout
do this.
out,
Yeah,
and
we'll
that
do-
might increase viewership more than the 7 dedicated religious viewers we
Yeah.
have. So
So we appreciate it, guys. Again, I would normally give weather and stuff like that, but this is pre-recorded, so
I'm
we're not going to do that.
predicting it's gonna be
Snowing, raining.
Well, here's the
or
funny
cold.
thing.
I was gonna say
Here's the funny
it
thing. We
should
could
have a
make
climate change or
we could
trend, but
we could make a prediction and we'd be just fine because it's
Yeah.
Kansas and Missouri,
Yeah,
and they make
exactly.
it. Does
We'll
its
just
own
get a
thing.
dice.
it's gonna
and
be
we'll put every type of weather.
65 and cloudy on whatever day this is on.
We appreciate it, guys, so much for everything you do in the field. Thank you so much. Continue to do all the hard work.
Coop's trying to destroy the station.
He's like, turn
Are
it
you
up.
closer to it than normal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for everything you guys do on the field that allows us to do these cool things like the podcast and everything else that we do. So keep up the good work.
Yep.
Stay hydrated. Dress for the weather. Thank you so much. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day.
Bye bye.